The Willamette River churned like liquid steel beneath the dying light. Lily Gates saw the man's hand break the surface, once, twice, then nothing. Her torn shoes hit the muddy bank as she sprinted forward. The water was ice, knives against her skin, but she didn't stop. She grabbed fabric, pulled with everything her starving body had left. When they reached shore and she collapsed beside him, gasping, a woman in pearls appeared from nowhere. The slap came before the accusation. "What did you do to my husband?" Lily's cheek burned. Above them, a branch cracked. Lily shoved the woman aside just as it fell. Pain exploded through her already injured body as they tumbled together into the mud. The man coughed water onto the ground. "She saved me," he rasped, and the world held its breath.
Before we see what happened next, kindly help our growth by clicking the subscribe button, please. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers before the month ends. Kindly subscribe and share our videos. Thank you. Now let's get back to the story. Blood mixed with river water, trickling down Lily's arm where the rocks had torn through her flannel shirt. She lay crumpled on the bank, her body a symphony of pain, throbbing leg, burning lungs, screaming muscles that had nothing left to give. The man Tom he'd called himself was sitting up now, coughing violently, his expensive suit plastered to his frame like a second skin. The woman in pearls stared at the fallen branch, then at Lily, her expression shifting from fury to something more complicated. Confusion, maybe shame, but not quite apology. The woman started, then stopped. Her hand, the one that had struck Lily's face moments before, trembled slightly at her side. Lily pushed herself up on one elbow, wincing. "I told you," she said quietly, her voice hoarse from swallowing half the river. "I was trying to help." Tom turned toward his wife, his face pale, but his eyes sharp. "Nora. She pulled me out. I was drowning." Nora's lips pressed into a thin line. She looked at Lily properly for the first time, taking in the worn clothes, the hollowed cheeks, the visible ribs beneath the soaked shirt. "You're bleeding," she said, not quite an apology, more an observation of fact. "Yeah." Lily touched her thigh where her jeans were torn, dark with blood. "Branch got me in the water." The sound of sirens grew louder, echoing across the industrial landscape. Red and blue lights painted the trees in urgent colors. Two paramedics emerged from the ambulance, their boots crunching on gravel as they hurried down the embankment. "We got 2 patients," one called out, dropping his kit beside Tom first. "Her first," Tom said, pointing at Lily. The paramedic glanced between them, confused by the dynamic. A soaking wet businessman in a $1,000 suit deferring to a homeless girl covered in mud and blood. "Sir, you need." "Her first," Tom repeated, his voice carrying an edge of authority that brooked no argument. The second paramedic knelt beside Lily, his hands gentle as he examined her leg. "This needs stitches," he said. "How'd this happen?" "Saved his life," Lily said simply, nodding toward Tom. The paramedic looked up, studying her face, the exhaustion, the pain she was trying to hide, the fierce dignity that somehow remained intact despite everything. "That's so." "That's so," Tom confirmed. He tried to stand, stumbled, and the first paramedic caught him. "And I'm not going to the hospital without her." Nora made a sound, something between a scoff and a sigh. "Tom, be reasonable." "I'm being reasonable," he said, his blue eyes hard behind water-spotted glasses. "This girl risked her life for a complete stranger. The least I can do is make sure she's taken care of." "You don't even know her," Nora protested. "I know enough." They loaded Lily onto a stretcher, wrapping her in thermal blankets that felt like heaven against her frozen skin. Tom climbed into the ambulance under his own power, refusing the stretcher they offered, and sat across from her as the doors closed. Nora stood outside, arms crossed, watching the ambulance pull away without her. Inside, the heater hummed. Lily's teeth finally stopped chattering. "Thank you," Tom said quietly. Lily looked at him, Really looked. Salt and pepper hair plastered to his forehead. Expensive watch still ticking on his wrist. Eyes that carried a weight she recognized. The weight of someone who'd stopped caring whether they made it to tomorrow. "You're welcome," she said. Then, after a pause, "Why were you in the river?" Tom's smile was sad, distant. "That's a longer conversation." "We got time," she said, glancing at the road stretching ahead through the ambulance's back window. He studied her for a long moment. "What's your name?" "Lily. Lily Gates. Tom Bosworth." He held out his hand. She took it. His grip was firm, warm, alive. "Nice to meet you, Mr. Bosworth." "Just Tom," he said. "And Lily, I meant what I said. I'm not going anywhere without you." She didn't know why, but she believed him. Providence Sacred Heart Medical Center smelled like antiseptic and old coffee. Lily sat on the examination table, her leg freshly stitched and bandaged, wearing hospital scrubs because her own clothes had been too damaged to keep. A nurse had given her apple juice and graham crackers. She'd eaten them slowly, savoring each bite like they might disappear. Tom appeared in the doorway, also in dry clothes, gray slacks, and a navy sweater that probably cost more than Lily had seen in 6 months. "How are you feeling?" "Like I got hit by a truck made of water," she said. He smiled. "That's remarkably accurate." He stepped inside, closing the door behind him. "The doctor says you're cleared to leave. They wanted to keep you for observation, but—" He hesitated. "I wasn't sure if you had anywhere to go." Lily looked down at her bandaged hands. "I don't." "I thought so." Tom pulled up the room's single chair and sat. "I have a proposal." "I'm not interested in charity," Lily said quickly, defensively. "Good, because I'm not offering it." He leaned forward, elbows on his knees. "You saved my life today, Lily. And I don't just mean pulling me out of the river. You reminded me why life is worth living in the first place." She frowned. "I don't understand." "I know you don't. Not yet." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a business card, black with silver lettering. "I own a company called Meditech. You might have heard of it." Lily's eyes widened. "The tech company? The one that's on everything?" "That's the one." He set the card on the table between them. "I'm also a man who lost his daughter 3 years ago. Lost my way. Lost myself." His voice cracked slightly. "Today, I was ready to let the river take me. Then you showed up." Lily's throat tightened. "I'm sorry. About your daughter." "Her name was Elise." Tom pulled out his phone, showed Lily a photo. A girl with bright eyes and her father's smile, maybe 12 or 13. She was brilliant, kind, everything good about the world. "What happened?" "School shooting." The words fell like stones. Wrong place, wrong time. The universe's cruel joke. They sat in silence for a moment, two people shaped by loss, by the world's casual brutality. "I want to offer you a place to stay," Tom said finally. "No strings. No expectations. Just a room, food, time to figure out what comes next." Lily shook her head. "Your wife already hates me." "Nora doesn't hate you. She's afraid. Of change, of losing control, of me getting hurt again." He paused. "She doesn't get a vote in this." "Why are you doing this?" Tom met her eyes. "Because someone should have done it for you a long time ago." The words hit Lily like a physical thing, cracking something open inside her chest. She blinked hard against the tears. "I don't know how to be normal." "Neither do I," Tom said. "Maybe we can figure it out together." 3 hours later, Lily sat in the back of Tom's car, watching Portland give way to forest, then mountains. The Bosworth estate appeared like something from a movie, all stone and glass and perfectly manicured gardens. Inside, a housekeeper named Loretta greeted them with warm eyes and fresh cookies. "This is Lily," Tom said. "She'll be staying with us." Loretta smiled. "Welcome home, sweetheart." Home. The word felt foreign in Lily's mouth. But as Tom showed her to a bedroom with an actual bed, clean sheets, and a window overlooking the garden, something fragile and hopeful stirred in her chest. That night, unable to sleep in the too-soft bed, Lily wandered downstairs. She found Tom in his study, surrounded by papers, his reading glasses perched on his nose. "Can't sleep either?" he asked. "Too quiet," she admitted. He nodded, understanding. Then he pushed a folder across the desk toward her. "I found something today. In my old files. While you were sleeping, I had my assistant look into your background. I wanted to understand who you were, where you came from. That's when I found the name Joanna Gates in our old whistleblower files." Lily picked it up. Inside were documents, emails, reports, all bearing her mother's name. Joanna Gates. Whistleblower complaint. Meditech data practices. Student behavioral tracking. Lily's hand shook. "What is this?" "Your mother," Tom said quietly, "tried to expose my company 3 years ago." The folder's contents spilled across Tom's desk like damning evidence at a trial. Lily's fingers traced her mother's signature, the familiar loops and careful letters she'd seen on permission slips and birthday cards. "She never told me. She was trying to protect you," Tom said. "She discovered Meditech was selling student behavioral data to third parties, tracking metrics, discipline records, psychological profiles, all without proper consent." Lily looked up, her pale green eyes sharp with anger. "And you let them?" "I didn't know." Tom removed his glasses, rubbed his face. "I was drowning in grief after Elise died. Signed off on everything the board put in front of me. Your mother's report never reached me. It was buried by a man named Ethan Williams." "Where is he now?" "Still on the board." Tom's jaw tightened. "Still protecting his secrets." Lily stood, her injured leg protesting. "Then let's stop him." "It's not that simple." "Yes, it is." She grabbed the folder. "My mother died trying to tell the truth. She lost her job, her reputation, everything. Then the cancer came and she ran out of time to fight." Her voice broke. "I won't let her story end as a failure." Tom looked at this 19-year-old girl, this fierce survivor who'd saved his life without hesitation, and saw something he'd lost years ago. Purpose. "Okay," he said. "But we do this right. Legally. Publicly." 2 weeks later, Lily walked into Meditech's San Francisco headquarters, wearing clothes Loretta had helped her choose. Simple, but dignified. Tom walked beside her, and this time, when people stared, she didn't shrink. She stood taller. The boardroom was all glass and steel, 12 people in expensive suits sitting around a table worth more than Lily's entire childhood. Ethan Williams sat at the far end, silver-haired and smug. "Tom," Ethan said warmly, falsely. "Good to see you. And this must be your guest." "This is Lily Gates," Tom said. "Joanna Gates's daughter." The color drained from Ethan's face. Tom placed the folder on the table. 3 years ago, Joanna Gates filed a whistleblower complaint about Meditech's data practices. "You buried it, Ethan. Destroyed her career. She died thinking she'd failed. This is highly inappropriate." "What's inappropriate?" Lily said, her voice steady despite her racing heart, "is selling children's private information. What's inappropriate is silencing the person who tried to stop you." Ethan stood. "This girl has no authority to be here." "I'm giving her authority," Tom said coldly. "As majority shareholder and founder. Lily, tell them what you found." She'd spent 2 weeks learning the documents by heart, understanding every transaction, every buried email. Now she spoke clearly, precisely, laying out the evidence of systematic data theft, privacy violations, and corporate cover-up. When she finished, the room was silent. "I move to remove Ethan Williams from the board," Tom said, effective immediately. One by one, hands rose. Even Nora, sitting stiffly in the corner, raised hers. Ethan's face twisted. "You're making a mistake." "No," Tom said. "I made the mistake 3 years ago when I wasn't paying attention. Today, I'm fixing it." Security escorted Ethan out. As the door closed behind him, Lily felt her mother's presence like a warm hand on her shoulder. "We're not done," she told the remaining board members. "Meditech is going to issue a public apology. You're going to establish a data privacy foundation in my mother's name. And you're going to make sure this never happens again." Nobody argued. Outside the boardroom, Tom turned to Lily. "How do you feel?" "Like I can finally breathe," she said. The press conference happened on a gray morning in Portland, rain misting against the windows of the convention center. Lily stood at the podium beside Tom, reporters' cameras flashing like small suns. She'd written her speech the night before, sitting in the garden under the maple tree. "My name is Lily Gates," she began, her voice amplified across the room. "6 months ago, I was homeless, living under a bridge, invisible to the world that walked past me every day. Then I saved a drowning man, and everything changed." She paused, gathering strength. "But this isn't a story about rescue. It's about recognition. My mother, Joanna Gates, was a high school English teacher who believed in truth. When she discovered her students' privacy was being violated, she spoke up. She was punished for it, silenced, erased." The room was absolutely still. Today, Meditech is announcing the Joanna Gates Data Privacy Foundation. We're establishing new standards for student data protection. We're funding legal resources for whistleblowers. We're making sure my mother's voice wasn't lost. She looked directly at the cameras. "To anyone who's ever been told they don't matter, that their truth isn't worth hearing, I want you to know something. You matter. Your voice matters. Don't let anyone take that from you." The applause started slowly, then built like a wave. Afterward, back at the Aspen estate, Lily found Nora waiting in the garden. The older woman looked different, softer somehow, though still guarded. "That was a good speech," Nora said. "Thank you." They stood in uncomfortable silence. Then Nora said, "I was wrong. About you. I saw a threat when I should have seen courage." She paused. "I'm not asking for forgiveness. Just acknowledgement that I can do better." Lily considered this. "My mom used to say people deserve the chance to grow. I guess that includes both of us." Nora's smile was small but genuine. "Your mother sounds like she was remarkable." She was. That evening, Tom found Lily in the library, Elise's old reading corner. She was curled in the armchair, sketching in a new notebook he'd given her. "What are you drawing?" he asked. She held up the page. A bridge, but not the one she'd lived under. This one was solid, arching over water toward a horizon filled with light. "It's called Crossing," she said. Tom sat in the chair across from her, the way he had that first night. "Have you thought about what comes next?" "College, maybe. I got my GED last week." She smiled. "And I want to run the foundation. Make sure it actually helps people." "You'd be perfect for it." He leaned back. "You know, when I went into that river, I'd given up. Lost my daughter, lost my purpose. Then you showed up and reminded me that life still holds moments worth fighting for." "You did the same for me," Lily said softly. "I spent so long thinking I was invisible. You made me visible again." "You were always visible, Lily. The world just wasn't paying attention." She set down her sketchbook and walked to the window. Outside, the garden was blooming, new growth pushing through last season's decay. "I used to think family was something you were born into, but maybe it's something you choose." Tom joined her at the window. "Maybe it's both." "Tom." "Yeah. Thank you for not leaving me behind." He put a gentle hand on her shoulder. "Thank you for pulling me out of that river." They stood together as the sun set, two people who'd saved each other in ways that went far deeper than drowning. In the garden, under the old maple tree, a single red cardinal landed on a branch and began to sing. Lily smiled. Her mother loved cardinals, said they were messengers. And somehow, standing in this house that had become home, with this man who'd become family, Lily finally understood what her mother had meant about voices that couldn't be silenced. They didn't have to be loud to matter. They just had to be true. The world had tried to write her off, but Lily Gates had written herself back in, one true word at a time. If you enjoyed this story, we'd appreciate it if you support us with a like and subscribe to our channel, Twister Stories. We need to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers before the month ends. Kindly subscribe and also help us by sharing our videos for more reach. Thanks for your unconditional support in every story. We love you. Blessings to you and your family.